We're now going to start learning about commenting, and we're going to be using commenting in our projects in order to help us figure out what we're doing, as well as leave notes for us in case we want to go back later and take a look at our code and figure out exactly what we did. Now, commenting is kind of an art of programming thing. There's really no real hard and fast rules. There are suggestions I'm going to give you, but certainly commenting is kind of like taking notes for yourself. So everyone has their own style. They figure out what works best for them. Some people like to write a ton of comments. Some people like to write no comments inside of their project. So I'm just going to introduce you to how we can comment, and then I'm going to let you pick the best ways that you want to go forward and add notes to your project. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how we can make a single line comment. And all we have to do here is actually, let's do this right above discounted department store. So let's go ahead and add two forward slashes here. And we could say something, I will be using this later to track the discounts at this department store. It will change seasonally. And we can see here what I'm doing is I'm trying to explain what this variable is going to do, right? I don't want to explain that this line of code, I'm creating a variable, it's a double and it's equal to 0.3. Although when you're starting out and you're trying to learn how to, write code, maybe that would be a really helpful comment for you. But as you move farther along, you want to explain what this variable is going to be used for, why you're generating it. I'm also explaining here that it's going to change seasonally. So maybe hard coding it isn't the best thing in the world, right? We might have this equal to 0.5 during our big blowout sale. So this is kind of an example of how a comment would work in terms of explaining to ourselves if we were to look back at this code later, oh yes, I need to remember that this is going to change seasonally. We can also do a couple of lines of commenting here. We can do something like first line comment, and then we can do an additional line below it. We can say something like second line. We're often going to see our differentiation between our functions. So we'll do something like comment, and we'll type in like UI table view data source. And this will explain that the functions below this comment are going to be UI table view data source functions. They're going to be related to that protocol. We'll see that in the future. Don't worry about it. But the idea of differentiating different groups of code with a comment is really used in Swift quite a bit. Multi-line explanations are also sometimes required. We have to, type a bunch of comments in. So this is quite ugly. And in order to have a multi-line comment, all we have to do is /* char star, and then we can do paragraph 1, and we could say something like explanation, and then maybe we have another one below this, paragraph 2, explanation. And then in order to finish this multi-line comment off, we're just going to do char */. So anything in between here is a comment. Now, commenting basically means that the code won't run here. It has no effect on our computer program at all. This is only for us, and it's only for our own notes. So you're going to write this for yourself, and if you're working in a team with other developers, you're going to write comments so you can help them understand the code you're writing, or maybe adding to a project, committing to some sort of repo. Maybe you're pushing it up to GitHub and you're adding comments, so when people look at your code, they understand why you wrote what you did. Now, there's one final trick I want to show you, and that's how to do quick commenting. So sometimes you want to just comment a line of code out or a couple lines of code out, and you want to do this very quickly. You don't want to just keep typing in these forward slashes. It's so common, in fact, that we have this nice keyboard shortcut. I'm going to highlight 2 lines of code at the top here, and I'm going to hold down the command key, and I'm going to press /. And we're going to see it's automatically going to comment these lines of code out. Now, let's say later on I need these lines of code back. I can re-highlight these, hold down the command key, and press / again, and that will uncomment my code out. So that's how we do quick commenting. And this is really common when you're trying to compare different lines of code and you think something might be causing a break. You just comment lines of code out and uncomment them until you find the break in your computer program. So I use this quite a bit as I generate my own computer programs.